State of the Union address, the retrial of Amanad Knox, and the snowstorm that hit Atlanta. Obama said he's going to issue an order that all federal contractors must pay their employees $10.10. And I'm really glad to hear this. And I'm excited to hear this because it's the first time I'm seeing trickle-down economics at work. You know, I always heard Democrats talk about trickle-down economics for years and years and years, but I never saw it trickling into my pockets. For the first time, I can see it at play. With the wealthiest 1% making more money, surely it's time for a minimum wage increase. What do you say? The Republicans are talking about trickle-down economics. Republicans, Democrats, it's all the same. I'm sure all Americans want to raise in a minimum wage. I was proud to be an American at the State of the Union address. And President Barack Obama chose to honor, and everybody getting up, to honor Army Ranger Class Cory Remsburg. For the first time, both houses of Congress stood up and clapped. There were no Democrats, there was no Republicans. There were Americans honoring another American. So the Amanad Knox trial was back in the news. Amanad Knox, she's the American student that went to Europe to study. Her roommate, Meredith Kircher, was murdered, and she was convicted of it. Conviction. But I'm not understand why Italy retried the case. I mean, did America retry O.J. Simpson case? Did we retry George Zimmerman case? You know, I don't know whether Amanad Knox is guilty, innocent, but I do know if a court has already overturned it, why go back and look at the case again? In the midst of all of this, Rudy, some black guy named Rudy, was also tried for the case as well. His forensic evidence was actually found in a room, so he was tried for the case. He's been serving his jail time. He's been in jail for 7 years now. He's soon going to have work release. You know, he served most of his time. So I don't understand what's going on in Italy. Let God, Italy, let go and let God. Sometimes you're just going to have to let situations take care of itself. You know, let move on. Everybody needs to move on. Everybody was passing the buck in Atlanta, in Georgia state, the peach state. Everybody was passing the peaches in the peach state. Nobody wanted to take responsibility for the peaches. Everybody was passing the buck. Mayor of Atlanta, Kasim Reed, he said it's not his fault. He doesn't control peaches that go to school, and he doesn't control the peaches on the highway. Well, the governor of Georgia said it was not his fault because the weatherman had predicted that the frozen peaches would come further south. There would be frozen peaches further south. Then the superintendents who sent the little peaches to school to freeze had no comment. But a day or two later, when some of the peaches had thawed out, the governor of Georgia finally admitted that he was not properly prepared to deal with the frozen peaches. And then the superintendents apologized to all the parents of the little peaches for putting all the little peaches in harm's way and said in the future they would do better jobs taking care of the peaches that are in their care, and next time they will have a plan because they want all the little peaches to be safe, including the peaches that work with the peaches. So, winter of 2014 continues to be a vortex of confusion, of awe, of dismay, of... You guys, this is Miss Bukky. You know what I say. You're going to laugh, have a good time, and learn something in the process. There were some frozen peaches in Atlanta. The weatherman said there was going to be frozen peaches, but nobody believed the weatherman that we were going to have frozen peaches. This is Atlanta. We don't get frozen peaches in Atlanta, but the frozen peaches came. They have frozen peaches everywhere. Frozen peaches on the highway, frozen peaches on the side of the road, frozen peaches in the schools. But the frozen peaches all thawed out.